Peace. Hope all is well. This is the restart. Like, I don't know, probably like the third or fourth one. But, anyways, it's not a failure until you stop. And so, I don't think I failed yet. The good news is that I don't have any intention on stopping, at least not anytime soon. Um, Primarily, I have two things that I'm working on, one being a book, one being a nonprofit. The reality show stuff, that is more just to get information out, and whoever can get it and whoever wants to look into it, by all means feel free. I think the part that's throwing me the most, um, it isn't the work, it isn't, researching stuff, finding out stuff, it ain't that. It's the part where it's like, yo, I get hit every now and then with the understanding that what I'm doing and the information, as well as like who it's catering to or who my audience is, there's not really a lot of those people. Um, so if we're talking about who the audience is, right? So let's assume that the audience is mostly and or primarily going to be black people, Africans, particularly black Americans slash African Americans. And then we're talking about people who are agnostic, if not atheists, people who think critically and don't kind of go along with the herd or the masses. So that being the group, that being the audience, there's not really a lot of people in that group. There is some crossover, I may have people who are Christians but still think a certain way. Um, and so on and so forth in between, but it's not a lot. And so when you come to that realization that it's not a lot of people, it's like, yo, like, is this thing even worth it? Like, should you even keep going with it? Because at the end of the day, you know, what's really going to happen? Are you just going to be frustrated? Is it going to be a lot of work for a little bit of payoff? And when I say payoff, I don't just mean financially. I mean as far as change, as far as mobility, so on and so forth. Um, you know, to a degree, what I'm going to get out of it and or what's going to happen is going to be directly related to what I put into it. At least that's what I feel. And so if I don't put, my everything and my all into it, and then I get, crumbs from it, do I really have a right to complain at that point? Is it something they even bring up, or is it one of those situations where you really just have to look into the mirror? Uh, my focus on accountability has been, I mean, it hasn't been as heavy as it could be. It's definitely been a focus, though. Um, to realize a lot of the stuff that I've kind of come into the understanding of, it's like, wow, fam, you screwed that up. I had a discussion with someone, if it wasn't yesterday, it was today, about my time and what I devoted to, my energy and what I give that to. And at the end of the day, we all have to be accountable, at the very least, to ourselves for not doing the things we should have done or doing the things we say we want to do, but we don't make an effort to. Whether you're talking about working out, eating better, or developing lesson plans, business plans, whatever it is, we have to be on that. So, going forward, I know a lot of my discussion will probably be about accountability, what we're doing as a people, and men stuff. I'm gonna try to stop cussing so much. And typically, I would say things about sisters. I would ask questions, but I've really kind of got the picture that when that's done, it feels like you're picking. It feels like you're placing blame or You're saying that, sisters aren't good enough. And since I don't want to come across like that in any way, I'm going to stay away from that until there's a better way for me to navigate those waters. In the meantime, man, it will be interesting to see what happens.